Welcome to Indy's Real Estate Gurus. I'm Rick Whitman, your hardworking mortgage guy. I've been in mortgages and real estate for over 34 years. I've helped over 5,200 folks finance their homes. My team and I believe in custom tailored loans, not the one size fits all approach. We believe there is a right mortgage for you, and we believe we are the team to deliver it.
And I'm Ian Arnold, part of Rick's hardworking mortgage team. I've been in the financial industry for 15 years, helping customers rebuild their credit and get the best possible interest rates. I also have a passion in helping you secure your overall endeavors on whatever real estate you want to do and to help you secure your overall future.
And we are recording today from the Advisors Mortgage Group studios right here in downtown Carmel. And Ian, who do we have on the show today?
Well, she chased us up the stairs and was dying to get in here. But she's a wonderful lady. So
you let her in.
I let her in. So we have Patty Cavanaugh. Did I say that right?
You said that correct.
Yes, I did it, Rick.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't usually do it, because I mess it up.
All right. Yeah, thank you for joining us, Patty.
Well, thank you for having me here.
Yeah. So before we get into the real estate part, let's talk about where did you grow up? What'd you do before you even thought about real estate?
So I grew up in Greenfield, which is where I currently live as well. Grew up there, went to high school, graduated high school, got married at a young age, and I ended up having 3 children, which are amazing children. I love them. From there, I ended up divorced. I ended up being a single mom for about 12 years. Went into the dental field, did that for a little over 22 years. As I was doing dental, I was an office manager in dental office. Doing that for so long, I had all these patients that would come in and multiple realtors that would come in and they would say, you should do real estate. You'd be amazing. You should do real estate. You'd be amazing. So I finally took the leap and decided that this was something I wanted to do. I was a single mom for 12 years, got remarried, and my current husband, encouraged me to do the passion that I've had about real estate and get started in that. I did take the real estate course, still continued working at the dental office. Finally, took the leap and decided that this was time to do this full time. And when I started it, I just absolutely fell in love with it. So it's something that I have a passion for. I love helping people and helping people find their homes. It's just something that I definitely have a passion for.
So how'd you get going? So, I mean, going from a dental field to real estate, I mean, there's no sales involved either way that way. So how did you get going?
Well, I actually I took the course, I took the online real estate course, started with that. Then I actually did kind of do sales because I was office manager. So I did all of the financial setups for, treatments and stuff like that. So customer service has always been something I've done. So going from that to real estate wasn't too difficult for me because I've been able to talk to people for years, been able to just kind of build that relationship. And that's where I started. Actually, several of my clients came from that dental office. So I passed my cards out while I was still working there and picked up a few clients that way. And I really, just the passion is there, just going out and just talking to people, learning the business. It's something that if you are passionate about it and you have the drive and want to go out and help someone, the sales part of it, I'm not really a salesperson. Mm-hmm. So I'm more about building the relationships and helping someone find something that works for them. So not going out and selling them something, but actually finding them something that makes them happy is actually where my passion is. So
yeah, Rick and I like to say we're not really salespeople anymore. Let's be honest. Most times, if you want to learn something, you just go online. We're more of a advisor or a guide to help you through because you're going to have questions. You're going to have things that you don't know the answers. Well, that's why we come in. All right, so you got to give you multiple options to tell you, all right, this is the next step, that sort of deal. So I think salesperson, man, woman, whatever, is basically going out. I mean, now we're becoming more of just guides and advisors.
I have to agree with that. Yes, definitely.
So do you ever just sit and go to your old stomping ground, sit in the waiting room, and talk to all the clients that walk in?
Actually, I still go there for like my dental cleanings and stuff, and I still have a relationship with all the ladies there. We're actually getting ready to go out to dinner, and I think it's like beef and boards or something that we're doing. They just sent me a message and said, "Hey, you want to go?" And I'm like, "Heck yeah, let's go." So, but yes, I still, and when I go in there, I talk to all the patients, and they're like, "I miss you," and hug me, and I hear a lot of it. I mean, I get a lot of messages on Facebook from previous patients too that miss me and love me being there because I was there for 21 years. I built a relationship with these people. I mean, I watched their children grow up, and their children are now buying homes, and they're actually referring their children to me off of Facebook now. So I'm helping these kids that I watched grow up from little bitty kids at the dental office to now helping them find their first homes.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
To watch them grow up like that and then be part of the biggest decision they make.
It is so amazing. And again, I built those relationships, and it's just been amazing to see these kids grow up. And at the end, I get a hug, and they're like, "Thank you so much for helping me." And they just refer their friends, and it's just amazing. I love the relationship of it all, honestly.
Right. And that's kind of, like Ian was saying, you guys were talking about this, that we're not in sales as the traditional sales. And I think that role has changed a lot unless you're selling something much less expensive than real estate.
Yes.
And car, even inexpensive things, you can kind of be rude, obnoxious, and force somebody to buy it, right? And
I hope not, but yes.
Yeah, but they do.
People that do, yes.
Yeah, it's 100%. Cheap. If somebody's selling you a pen or a pencil and they're rude and obnoxious, and it's cheaper, it's easier just to give them a dollar and take the pencil and get away from them than most of us are too polite, and that's how they sell. But I think most of that's even going away. It's not how people, they don't react well to that. So it's all about building relationships, and it sounds like you've built relationships, and you're also very good at maintaining and continuing those relationships. How do you do that?
Well, again, that is something that is just kind of in my personality. So I continue to talk to different people, and I meet people for lunch, and just go to kids' graduations that I have known that are growing up through the dental field, because I get invited to these things. And I think that if you just continue keeping in touch with people, I send out cards randomly, and again, I think that as long as you keep in touch with people and they feel that you're authentic, I think that they'll just continue to send their friends and family your way.
Yeah. How much did it help you that you were born and raised in Greenfield and everything? I mean, your sphere of influence had to be pretty large in that area, correct?
100%. It's very large there. So it's done really well for me. Because my kids all went to school there, I went to school there, so I know a lot of people in Hancock County. So that has helped me out a ton with referrals and stuff. So people know me, trust me, which is wonderful, because that's what I want from people, is that they trust me and know that I will care for them 100%.
So how do you specialize in the Hancock area, or where do you especially specialize on showing and selling homes?
I pretty much go anywhere. So anywhere somebody wants to look at a house, I will go. I've sold up in Lafayette, Elwood, it just depends on if somebody is looking for something, I'll help them. It doesn't matter how the distance. I mean, I would like to stay within an hour of Greenfield, just because if you're showing multiple homes, it can get time consuming to drive that far. But for the most part, I just, if I've got a client that needs me to help them out, I pretty much will go anywhere for them.
All right. So if you're moving to Alaska, she is willing to go.
I won't go to Alaska. I will find you a realtor there to help you, though.
See how he takes that little Lafayette to Alaska.
I know.
I don't think he knows geology or geography.
I know.
Either one.
I'm not licensed there either. So.
No, yeah.
Well, I may not have my license in Florida, but guess what? I'm sure you want to go show a house in Florida? Hey, honey, let's go show a couple of houses. I'll give it to somebody else, but I'm taking a vacation.
Yeah, I will totally write that off.
it does seem like there's a lot of agents now that are, as they get that experience, they start to be in multiple states.
Yes, that's my goal someday is
Is
to
it?
actually have Florida license.
Yeah.
So Florida, Alabama, wherever, someplace warm, because that's where I want to go at some point.
Is it?
Not the whole year, because I've got grandbabies, so you know I gotta have time there. But I would like to have a place that I could go when it's cold and not super busy in the real estate world, but it's warm there. So you know, Florida's a little bit warmer in the wintertime.
And we can almost, now you can't show a house from Florida, right? But other than that, you can do most of your job out of the area.
Oh, 100%. Last year in October, I went on vacation and I did 5 contracts while I was on vacation, and I had 5 pendings while I was on vacation. So, yeah, you can do this.
You should take more vacations.
I need to. They say if you want to get busy, go on vacation.
Yeah.
100% true.
You
So
should take more vacations. That's my recommendation. Take more vacations.
I need one. I would like to take one.
It's so interesting to me that because of the way real estate is, it's about relationships, that you can go do whatever it is you want to do. And if you'll talk to people, you can continue doing business no matter really where you are. You go to the store, you can meet. I've talked to agents that they say, if I go to the store, my goal is to talk to 5 people I've never met before. And how many people, when you meet them, when they find out you're in real estate, want to talk about real estate? Because everybody cares about real estate.
Oh, 100%. And when I go out, and that's kind of my goal, is to talk to people and let them know about, you know, what I do. And I pass my cards out all the time. So that is one of the keys for me, is to make sure that I let people know what I do, because this is something I'm passionate about. So, and I always have my cards on me, and I always pass my cards out. I've passed my cards out to Indiana people in Florida when I was on vacation.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, exactly. So if somebody was looking to buy some real estate here in Indiana, or maybe they're looking to list their home, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can reach me via phone. You can text me. My phone number is 317-498-6521. Again, my cell phone is 317-498-6521.
And to get a hold of Ian or I, it's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. Or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938.
That was good. You knew the number and everything. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, no, and I'm not even looking at it.
I know.
That's a big deal. Thank you very much. Only took me months.
Our sponsors are still waiting, though.
See, that's.
I was trying to
help me out, but once in a while, our sponsors are going to get after me. Thanks for listening to Indy's Real Estate Gurus. The gurus we interview share valuable insights. They reveal their strengths, personalities, and how they'll work for you. While we hardworking mortgage guys secure your best mortgage, real estate gurus work hard too. They avoid problems the amateurs don't see. They listen. They find unrealized opportunities. If you're buying or selling a home, a real estate guru is a valuable asset. If you're even thinking of buying or selling a home, keep listening and definitely call one of Indy's real estate gurus.
All right, Patty. So let's get to know you a little bit more. So I'm going to take away your phone for 24 hours. You can't use it, can't work. What do we catch you out there doing for fun?
Oh, my. So nice. Yeah. We get so attached to our phones, and I'm always losing mine because I try not to be attached to mine. So I literally will set it down at the house, and I'm like, "Where's my phone?" But not a good thing to do. But I do it a lot. But I have a watch that kind of helps me. So
yeah, the watch keeps you connected.
It does, because I can just say, "Where's my phone?" But anyway, so if I don't have my phone, you're going to either catch me hanging with my grandbabies, swimming in my pool, going to Colts games, or baking. Baking is one of my passions. I absolutely love to bake. Prior to real estate, and when I was in the dental field, I would bake for people. I'd make wedding cakes and fudge for the holidays. I love to bake, though. And you'll see lots of posts where I've baked something for somebody and given it out. But that's probably where you're going to see me. You're going to see me either hanging with my grandbabies, swimming in the pool with the grandbabies, going to like Colts games, or baking.
All right. So now we got into this podcast fast because she needs to go home and bake some cookies for you and I, Rick.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Should
you
have
don't.
brought you some.
You probably don't eat cookies.
Oh, I eat cookies all the time. I can deal without cake. I can deal without ice cream. Cookies. That's me.
I can deal with cake and cookies and ice cream. I can deal with all three.
I can deal with them all
I can
too.
deal with them all. Yeah, what's the big deal? Now, I've gotten older, my appetite's changed. So I'm not as hungry, and things don't have the same, draw. What do you call it? They make me want to eat them.
You're not
The
craving them
cravings?
as much.
I'm not. Yeah, because you start thinking about a cookie, and then the next thing you know, if you don't have a cookie, you're going to die. You got to have a cookie. That doesn't happen so much
It
anymore.
doesn't happen so much. It's like you think about it and you're like, a cookie sounds good, but then
Yeah.
it goes away.
Yeah, it must be my wife, rubbing off on me because she doesn't care at all about sweets. She likes potato chips. She likes salt. So everybody's different, right?
Yes, everybody is different. You're either sweet or salty. It's
Yes, absolutely. So what would you say, other than baking, what are your superpower or superpowers?
my superpowers. Wow, that's a question. Um, I guess building relationships. That's my superpower. Like I love to stay connected with people and just be there for someone if someone needs me. I don't know about my superpowers.
It sounds like maintaining the relationship is also a
Yes.
big superpower because, I know lots of people who can talk to everybody, but it's then developing that into a full relationship and maintaining that relationship, which is what you have to do to be good at real estate. Relationships is everything.
Yes. And I feel like everyone that I have helped, I have a relationship with. I become friends with everyone. So, and I maintain that. So I reach out to them, just say hi. And it's just one of those things. It's just kind of who I am.
So, besides Facebook, how do you try to stay in front of people?
Well, yeah, Facebook's about that. That's about
It's
it with social media.
Mhm.
I'm not a big social media person. So me, I'd rather meet you for lunch or breakfast or, have a get together or something like that. Get together with a group of friends. I'm more of a hands-on kind of person. So I'd rather get in front of someone to do something with them as opposed to just do social media. So
Okay. And so, how do you separate yourself? Like if you and another real estate agent are competing for this one listing, how do you separate yourself from them?
with that, I would say I that's a hard one. That's a really hard one because I just think that when you meet someone, you can tell if they're authentic. And I think meeting me, you can tell when you sit down with me that I'm authentic. You can tell that I'm going to work hard for you to make sure that we get your listing marketed properly and get it sold. So I think just meeting someone in person and sitting down with them, and I'd like to meet my clients. I like to sit down and meet them and let them choose, if I'm the right person for them. And so I think once they get to know me and they see that my personality and they can see that I'm authentic and honest and trustworthy, and I think that when you build those relationships, that's how you get in front of someone. Is somebody else says, "Hey, you need to use this person because they're good."
Yeah, it was such a long-term relationship. Even just through the process, if you're listing a home, you're going to have at least, even if you sold that home the minute you listed it, you're still going to have 30 days with that person just through the process. But most likely, you're 60 or 90 days, and depending on what they're doing to get their house ready, all these things that have to happen, and then also the same with a buyer. So there's a long-term relationship. So getting along with somebody, resonating, that knowing this is somebody I really like and I can get along with makes a big difference for somebody when they're hiring a real estate
Oh
agent.
yeah, 100%. Yes. Yeah, they have to get along with you and they have to trust you. And I have to say that my clients always at the end of the transaction say, "This was so great. You did such a great job. This went so smoothly. I didn't know that it would go this easy." So, and that is my goal as a realtor, is to make sure that I make every transaction the easiest possible for my clients, buying or selling. I try to make it the easiest for them So that way they don't have any more stress, because it's a stressful time. It's a
Yes.
stressful time to buy or sell. So I try to do my best to make it very easy for them.
Yeah, it's stressful no matter, buying or selling, but it's such a big transaction that everybody has stress during that time. It's very important that your real estate agent is that calming factor, and helps you walk through, and lowers that stress level. Some people, you can tell, aren't they actually create stress by being around. Other people lower your stress by being around. That's real. And you seem like one who lowers stress. You're just very calm, and laid back, and easy to make it easy to be comfortable. And then you're competent. You know what you're doing. You're an expert at it. You're a guru. So people can trust that, okay, I'm in good hands.
Yes, and thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it does. It really helps for them to know that your personality, you're calm and you're going to get things done for them. Because if you've got somebody that's just like, going crazy all the time, then nobody wants
Yeah.
that. I mean, we all want the transaction to go as smoothly as possible.
Yeah.
And that's definitely key for me.
Yeah, that's really hard. What about your team? What does your team look like?
So I actually, I'm just an individual agent. I work for.
I heard you hired a brand new agent.
Oh, that daughter of mine. That just
Yeah,
got her
that's the
real
estate
estate
one I heard
license on
about.
April Fool's Day. I know. She tried to fool me with that. She called me and said, "I didn't pass, Mom."
Oh.
She FaceTimed me, and but she did. She passed. But she's a smart cookie, so she just graduated college with her bachelor's psychology, and now she's got a real estate license. So she's going to try her hand at real estate. So we are not going to form a team, though, because I want her to learn the business and to grow herself. So I feel like, I mean, of course, I'll be there for her every step of the way, but I want her name to get known. I want her to get known for her business. But and she's such a lovely person, so she'll do really well at this. So, but yeah, I'm excited for her.
Now, is she coming on?
She's coming on to Monteith Legault Real Estate. So
Okay.
she is part of Monteith Legault Real Estate now. So yes, she has her license held there as well.
Okay.
But yeah, she's going to be her own individual realtor, and of course, Mom's going to be there helping her and guiding her. Yep. Because I know she'll be successful.
And Josh, who's been on the show and one of the owners,
yes, Josh
he's phenomenal. I'm going to guess he will be a great mentor for your daughter.
Oh my goodness, Josh is amazing. Yes, Josh, he's just amazing. I love the brokerage. Josh and Margie are absolutely amazing. It's a small brokerage, family. I mean, the family atmosphere is just a wonderful feeling. And that's what I wanted. Because when I first started with real estate, I was actually with a large company. And then I went to a smaller company that kind of grew and then sold back to a large company. And I did not want to go with a large company. I really, really, really wanted that family feel, because that's who I am.
Right.
I'm just very comfortable with feeling you don't want to get lost.
Right.
And some of those, larger companies, you can just get lost in it. I don't want to get lost. And with Josh, he is amazing. If I need anything, I call him, and he's like right there answering questions for me and helping me, guiding me. And he's been great. So yeah, my daughter absolutely will love this brokerage too, and they will definitely 100% guide her to be successful.
Yeah. For any agent out there looking, somebody looking to either get into real estate, or maybe they're in real estate but they're looking for a different team, or looking for a team, how important is it, that mentor, to have the people who are there in leadership as your mentors? How important is that?
That is so important, because if you don't have someone there helping you and guiding you, you're not going to be successful. You're gonna sit there and be in a lull. You're not gonna have any business. You're not gonna have pointers and guidance on what to do with real estate. I mean, there's a lot of legality with real estate, and you want to make sure that you have someone that's there that's going to protect you and guide you. And Josh will do that.
So how much did Josh pay you to say all the nice things about him?
Pay me anything. Because he totally should pay me.
Well, he's such a professional, and you can tell he's just a phenomenal guy. And I you can tell, because when you meet the agents on your the other agents, and everybody's just really top-notch people. I always look at it and okay, they got to be great agents, but to me, it's more important they're great people.
Yes, 100%. And everyone at our brokerage is that way. I absolutely love everyone at our brokerage. Um, we all have very similar personalities. We all enjoy the family atmosphere and making sure that we do things accordingly. And I think that is what makes Monteith Legault stand out to me. And that's why when I call, well, people reach out to me, trying to, sway me into coming to their brokerage. And Margie had sent me a message, and I talked to her during COVID. She actually had COVID, so I didn't get to meet with her at that time. But I fell in love with her on the phone, so I didn't even need to meet with her. I just really fell in love with what they had to offer. And then I met with Josh and Margie, and it was totally, once I met them in person, the professionalism and everything, it was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And I do absolutely 100% love this brokerage.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So if somebody wants to work with you in the Monteith group, how would they get a hold of you?
They would give me a call or text me at 317-498-6521. Again, my cell phone number is 317-498-6521.
All right. And Rick, if they wanted to work with you or I, how would they get a hold of us?
With this?
Us.
Us, okay, yeah. I don't know if I can answer that. No, it's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. Just go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com, or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938.
All right, so now we'll do the question of the week. And the question of the week is sponsored by, hey, Rick and I, the Hardworking Mortgage Guys, where we feel that keeping you in touch through the loan process with you and your realtor is vitally important. Living in a black hole is not what you want to do. So contact us today at hardworkingmortgageguys.com. All right, here's a hard, tough question.
Okay.
What was your first car?
First car was a 1978 Delta 88 Oldsmobile.
Oh, wow.
What 1988?
It was a 1978.
78. So
Delta
big one.
88
Big one.
Oldsmobile. Big one.
Yeah.
425 engine.
Oh, yeah, 425. Uh-huh. Unfortunately, back then in 78, 425 motors meant you had about 200 horsepower at the most.
Yeah, I don't even know. All I know was, I mean, this is going to tell my age, but in the late 80s, when I had this car, gas was like 75 cents.
Yes.
So I could afford gas.
Yeah.
So.
Those were the days, right?
Those were the days, yeah.
Yeah. It's not 75 cents anymore.
No, not 75
Not a gallon.
Not a gallon.
Maybe an ounce.
Something like that.
Yeah. So what color?
It was white.
Oh.
With green. The green had faded, so it was almost like neon green. The green, top had faded, but yeah.
Oh, so you had the vinyl top.
Yeah, vinyl top.
White car,
White
green,
car.
and green inside?
Green interior, yes.
Oh, yeah.
You could haul a lot of kids in that car.
I'll bet you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I love cars. So even that car, I mean, I just like.
I love that car.
Yeah.
That car it really could speed. I did do a little bit of drag racing with some boys. Like back in the day. We won't tell anyone that, but in Greenfield,
statute of limitations. That's
it's ran out. Yeah. But hey, they were revving their engine. I was like, dude, I can blow you away. So, so I did.
Well,
you have to.
I know.
You have no choice.
It was. I mean, yes, they were. They were asking me. They were like, "Hey, boom, boom." I said, "Okay."
Yeah, I know. It's funny.
I get that in my hybrid and it doesn't get up and go like that. It does have like 220 horsepower though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not horsepower anymore. No, 220 horsepower.
Hey, it wasn't 78. I don't care what you guys say.
It saves you on gas.
It saves me on gas.
Yeah.
I get 40 miles a gallon. I'll take that.
Well, you can have good gas mileage or you can have power.
I'll take
Actually, you can have both, but you don't have. Well, you have good gas mileage.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go off this subject now because this banter can go on for a while. All right, so what do you think your most memorable deal was?
Honestly, my most memorable, I'm going to go with my first deal. So it was with someone that was actually a patient at the dental office that I became friends with through the years. And so she was my first listing and first purchase. So it was kind of nice. So that's my first memorable one because it was my first. And there was some little hiccups in it. Not on my end. 100% not on my end, on the other end, but there were some hiccups. And she was a little frustrated and she was, ready to walk away, but not because of me. And I calmed her down and I said, no, we're at the closing table. Let's get this done. And we ended up getting it done. And I'm actually getting ready to list her house that we purchased. So we're getting ready to list that again probably next month. So
wow, full circle.
Full circle. So yes.
That's amazing. Now that tells you right then and there the communication you keep up. I mean, your first house, and now they're relisting it years and years later. That is full circle.
Yes, 100%. So, and I'm excited. So, and I still have a relationship with her as well. So, which makes it nice. So, again, keeping that relationship with people is key to a successful relationship and building your real estate career. So,
what would you say owning a home does for a person or a family?
Owning a home for a person or a family, I think that it just gives you that feeling of this is mine. And it's just a relief to not have to rent anymore and have someone else control your home future. With owning a home, it's yours. You get to do what you want with it. You get to live in it. You get to decorate it. You get to love your family, grow memories. I mean, it's just, I feel like owning your own home is definitely a successful venture for anyone.
And then beyond that, it grows in value.
Oh.
And you pay it down.
Yes, you pay it down, you grow value, and then eventually, when you are ready to relist that home because you're ready for a bigger home or downsizing, you just give me a call.
Yeah. So, and as that as an example, the customer you were talking about, they're getting ready to list that home that you sold them, 4 years ago?
Yes.
How much did it go up in value approximately, percentage or dollar amount, would you guess?
I am going to guess that it has went up, I think just in the 4 years, around $85,000.
Okay, $85,000. And then they also paid it down.
Yes.
So they probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000 in equity.
100, yes.
That you take that and move it to the next house if that's what you're going to do, or that is life changing for many people.
Oh yes, definitely. Because then you can, whenever you have that equity that you can put into something else, it's 100% amazing because you've been somewhere, depending on how many years you've been there. But of course, in the last several years, we've grown a lot of equity in these homes. But you'll be able to put that on another home that maybe that first home wasn't your dream home, but it was the home that you could afford at that time. Now that you've grown this equity, you can put that into your dream home. And maybe that's your final home. Maybe that's your,
Yes.
This is my home for the rest of my life and I'm going to be here, but you've got that equity now to put down on that next home and not have to pay so much on that home.
Yes. And so this same person, if they had, rather than buy a house, rented, how much equity would they made when they rented?
No equity.
No equity at all.
No equity.
So $100,000 or no equity.
Yes.
So even if they were saving $100 a month on rent, which isn't generally the case, you save $100 a month over 50 months or 60 months?
60 months.
$6,000
Yeah. No.
to 100. I'll take the 100.
I'll take the 100.
That just sounds like a better idea for people.
Way better idea.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me.
Well, you sound like a mathematician.
He is a mathematician.
I'm pretty good at math.
Well, hopefully,
I can't
you
speak.
and I can do it.
I can't speak and I can't spell, but other than that, I'm pretty good, right?
Hey, spell check is the best thing that's ever invented. I don't care what anybody says.
I agree.
It is definitely high up there.
Except for when your phone changes your words completely.
Yes, I will say
And then
that.
I hit send, and I'm like, oh, that's not what I was saying.
Yes, especially when it changes it to something embarrassing.
I don't know if I had that yet, but let's hope I don't.
So what would you say some of the misconceptions are about what a real estate agent does?
Oh, yeah. I would say that, misconceptions. People think that, I had one person tell me that, a monkey can sell real estate. That's what I had someone tell me. I'm like, no, a monkey can't sell real estate. Misconception is that it's easy. that, you just list it, it's sold, and then you collect a check. It is not that easy. There are a lot of, legal things that you have to make sure are done correctly for your buyers and sellers. And that is a misconception, is that it's just super easy and that anybody can do it. So
Yeah. And it's not super easy.
it is not super easy.
In fact, I think one of the proofs of that is that like 80% of the real estate agents make poverty level income,
Yes, exactly.
right?
Yes.
So 80% of the people who try it don't make enough income to live off of.
No.
Now, the 20% that actually get good at it can make a lot of income, and that's what people tend to look at, I think, is
Yes.
and they see it on TV, and it looks much easier. But I think I take that kind of as a compliment to somebody when you watch an ice skater, okay, and they're in the Olympics and they're skating and they're jumping, and you look at it and you go, well, that looks like, I mean, how hard could that be? Then you put on a pair of skates. They make it look so easy, but I can't even stand up on a pair of skates.
I can barely move in them.
Yeah. So real estate's the same way. Yes, it can look easy when you're watching somebody who's really good at it, but it's a very difficult thing. And there's so many nuances to it and things coming at you. You've got, I mean, how many people in a transaction that you have to deal with? If you think about what, 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, depends, right?
Yes.
And so there's a lot. There's just so much to it. As somebody is, well, let's say for your business, what is one of the biggest lessons you've learned about business from real estate?
The biggest lesson I think I have learned is that you need to be present. You need to make sure that you are there. And even if everything is going smoothly, sometimes there's like a little hiccup, and you need to make sure that you are there for your clients. You need to make sure that you're present, because something that may seem little to you can just seem so like out of control for them. So you have to make sure that you are present and able to help them through that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that you go through it all the time. So you might not think, oh, that's little, but I mean, as a first-time home buyer or somebody's only purchased 2 homes, the first one may have went completely easy, and then now this one, hiccup after hiccup, they might start freaking out. So that is, like you said, being in front of them is huge.
Yes, 100%.
And what would you say is, kind of think of how to say this. What would you say that your favorite part of the job is?
My favorite part of the job, honestly, I love looking at homes. I love taking my buyers and just seeing their faces like light up when they see the home that's theirs. Like, and when we get to that closing table and they get their keys, and it just it's just such a great feeling to know that you've helped someone with their dream, because homeownership is a dream. I mean, there's so many
Yes.
people that want to be able to own a home and they can't. And when you get to finally be able to do that, and you're there and you're that person that gets to help them get through that, and you see that smile on their face, that literally is everything to me. Like, that makes me so happy to know that they have this thing that is their dream.
Well, I think we should talk more about that. All these people who think they can't buy homes. Many of those people may be able to buy homes. They just have to talk to the right people and then make the plan. If somebody wants to buy a home, somebody's listening, they want to buy a home, they need to talk to us, the mortgage people.
100%.
They need to talk to a real estate agent. And we need to come up with a plan to get them in a house. It may not be today, but the vast majority of people you can help if they truly want it and they're willing to do the work and sacrifice. That's one of the things, right? They have to
Yes.
sacrifice.
Yes, 100% you have to sacrifice.
Right. If you're overspending, you're going to have to sacrifice by stop spending,
Yes.
right? And starting putting money back,
Yes.
right?
Yes, because homeownership is so much better than renting.
Yes. Well, the average homeowner compared to a renter has $500,000 more wealth. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's not retiring.
Right.
If you have
Yes.
none, it's just amazing. It's definitely worth it. But I just want people. I think it's important that we get that out there, that people know. Just because maybe you can, and I've talked to people who think they can't buy a house and they're totally ready to buy a house.
Yeah.
We just helped this lady. She actually was listening to the show. She's she was a veteran, 68 years old, never owned a home before, living in a trailer. Trailer didn't have hot water, and she didn't think she could buy a house. And she can buy a house. She could buy a house.
Yes.
Right? But even if she couldn't, we could have helped her get to that point. And that's really what I want to get across is I think people just need to know. Don't just assume you can't do it. Check with us, right?
Yes, 100%. Yes, definitely reach out, to a realtor, reach out to a mortgage lender because they can help guide you on what you need to do to be able to get to that path. Everybody can get homeownership. It's just you've got to want it, desire to save some money and get to that point. I mean, get your credit score up, whatever you need to do. But there are a lot of programs out there for people to be able to get a home.
There's a lot of programs, and if you get with the right people, let's take credit. You get with somebody who can actually help you with your credit, okay?
Yes.
Get it to where it needs to be. One of the things about credit is that what makes common sense to most of us is not what works in increasing your credit score.
Right.
Right? There are times when we have a system that we can run it, and it will come back and it'll say, pay this down to $100. Okay, now who would think that?
Right.
You would say, I got to pay it off, right? Pay it off, your credit doesn't get better, it gets worse.
Yes.
Pay it down to $100, your credit gets better. Nobody's going to think that. So you have to talk to people who actually can look it up, know, and give you the proper advice to help you get into a home. And I just really think that's something that's important. That and it sounds like you're the same way as Ian or I. There's nothing as rewarding as working with somebody who didn't think they could buy a house, and then you close on a house with them.
Oh yes.
And the excitement and the they see what it changes your life. It changes if you think about what it does for a family, right? Where you move into now, that's where all your friends are going to come from, right? That's where your relationships are going to be. That it's probably going to determine who your kids marry, where they go to school, it changes their entire life.
Yes.
So it's vitally important.
It is very important. Yes.
Yes.
I agree. And again, getting with the right mortgage lender and building that credit. Because some people just don't have credit. Like they have never established credit. So, I mean, you guys know how to tweak that. You know how to help them figure out how to get their credit score up, and then be able to buy a house.
It's a lot easier to work with somebody who hasn't had credit than it is to work with somebody whose credit is on the way down.
Yes.
So, but you can work with both. You know, that's the thing.
Yes.
You can work with both.
All right. So I know the show's coming up to the end. So I do have to ask this question. So first time your daughter's name comes across on a sales contract to you, are you going to give her a hard time?
Oh, man. I know. She's already, putting on Facebook that she's coming after my people. So yeah, she thinks she's going to. So, yeah, I might have to give her a hard time, but no.
I think that's all right as a parent.
That's totally all right. I know. I think so. But yeah, she's cute. We're gonna get boxing gloves and we're gonna box it out. I think
that will be live. That will be live here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, definitely live here. That will be fun. So you totally should do that.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were looking online at sock and boxings and
different
things yesterday. So,
I think another question would be: so, how are you going to treat her if she actually does, beat you in a month on sales?
You know what? As a parent, you always want your kids to be successful. So if she beats me, I'm cool with it. You know why? Because she's going to be doing this a lot more years than I am.
You are better than I am.
No, I might be a little jealous of her, but in the long run, I want her to be truly successful.
Right.
I mean, honestly.
You're proud of them.
I am so proud of her.
Yeah.
She's such a hard worker, and she's done so much. I mean, she's taken school full-time, credit hours, working, and she took the real estate course. So I'm super proud of her, and she's going to be successful at it. I really feel like she will be. So I'll probably give her a hard time just because that's what moms do. But no, I really want her to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And if she beats me someday, I mean, it's probably going to be years from now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But if she beats me someday, I'll be the first one to congratulate her.
Right. When you retire and she actually does better than you because you're not working anymore, then it'll be okay. But otherwise, it's,
I don't know that I'll retire from real estate, honestly.
Nobody ever does.
I love it. Like, I will do this forever, probably.
Yeah.
So, but I can pass stuff off onto her.
And you can slow down.
I can slow down
Yeah.
and say, here, honey, you can take this.
Yeah. I have noticed that the people who retire are those people who don't like what they do.
Mm-hmm.
People who like what they do, like I don't plan on retiring because I like what I do.
Right.
And the friends I know who are retired, they all hated their jobs.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm not like that.
I love this. So this is totally my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I won't retire. My husband can retire whenever I allow him, but that's
and then come work for you.
Yeah, come work for me. Yeah.
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 It sounds like he's a detail guy, so he could help you out.
100% detail guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like spreadsheet guy. He went to Warren Central. They all do spreadsheets, those Warren Central grads. I don't.
Is that a prerequisite to be from Warren Central? Warren Central?
Warren Central, I don't know, but my dental, the boss that I work for, Dr. Bacon, spreadsheet. I mean, everybody that I know from Warren Central is like spreadsheet people. So they must have like said, you need to do a spreadsheet. So
yeah. Well, we're from North Central, so we don't do spreadsheets.
That's so great. I didn't do spreadsheets either. Hey, my husband can do spreadsheets and he can keep everything in line for us.
There you go. Yeah. Yes, that's good.
Yeah, my wife's an accountant, so she loves spreadsheets. So
those detail oriented. I mean, I am detail oriented, but spreadsheets. I just don't like.
Yeah, me either.
And if you hate spreadsheets too, but you like to buy or sell your home, get with Patty. And Patty, how would they get a hold of you?
You can call me or text me at 317-498-6521. Again, my cell is 317-498-6521.
And to get a hold of Ian or I, you can go to hardworkingmortgageguys.com. That's hardworkingmortgageguys.com. Or you can call 317-672-1938. That's 317-672-1938. And follow us for more Indies Real Estate Gurus.
All right, Patty, we'd like to thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
Really was a great time. So.
Good. Thank you.
All right. And reminder, if you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, refinance, contact us. We'd be more than happy to help you.
Branch NMLS number 33041. Rick Rittman's NMLS number 664589. Ian Arnold's NMLS number is 1995469. Equal housing opportunity. Some restrictions apply.